This
So go
conference
one.
will now be
Okay.
recorded.
Yes.
In GGAM, we give 4 GB. We allocate 4 GB to GGAM, and it will create 64,000 extent. Right.
Okay. Yes. Yes.
After all 64 extent are occupied, it again get 4 GB. Right.
Exactly.
So it all depends upon how much we have to create disk space.
See, no, see, that is everything comes under the capacity planning again. So
Okay.
database designing, everything will comes under capacity planning. We are not sure directly. We cannot tell how it is performed. See, it is load on the servers that need to confirm by application team. See,
Okay.
we need to discuss with the application team before going to do the capacity planning. So if you wanted to go for the capacity planning, first see, server is designed by the application team only. So they will create a request. They will create a request to the server of Steam. It means nothing but Windows Team. What Windows Team will do? Windows Team will build a new server with whatever the configuration they have set up. So how much of GB of RAM, what is the disk capacity, what many processors. So that is completely designed by application team.
Okay.
So what will do once after installing the SQL? So SQL server, what it will do? SQL server will create all these pages by default. But so keep on when you are inserting the data, it is allocating from the GAM and SGAM. So GAM is nothing but C. That is what. So it will take the extent from the GAM, and how much free space is available. That information will be available in the SGAM. So GAM and SGAM is nothing but which contains or provide the information about the extents. So complete these two pages will get the extents information. Either it is a free space or it is allocation. Okay, that information is get it from the GAM and SGAM pages. So every page will have the unique features. So that is what. Still as even you can go and ask the last batch. If we ask as a GAM and SGAM, they will see the sky only. But
Okay.
but that is what internals is the most important. How the SQL is performing internally. Every point as a DPA, when you are dealing with performance tuning. See, if you are not worried about the performance tuning, no need to worry about all these options. When you are worried, when you want to go for the performance tuning, then everything you pin to point, pin to pin, you need to know about it, which will provide more information. Okay. Yeah. So coming to yesterday, we completed the checkpoint types. So total 4 types are there: automatic checkpoint, internal checkpoint, indirect checkpoint, manual checkpoint. Now today we are seeing. Okay. So if you wanted to monitor how checkpoint is performing, okay, so we can use the fn underscore db log, but again this is not a recommended way because it is not documented. Okay, these function we cannot use on production boxes until is there any criticality. Okay, but I am showing you if you wanted to see, but later I will show you different okay, performance counters. Okay, how you will monitor the checkpoint. Clear? So but this is a not a recommended way. See, we can use the undocumented system function called fn underscore db log to monitor the SQL server checkpoint even in the current database. So if you wanted to monitor checkpoint interval time, okay, then you can monitor with the help of fn underscore db log. Okay, clear?
Yes, Subbu.
Okay, even if you wanted to see the checkpoint over the SQL error log, okay, you need to enable the trace file called 3504. But even I also never tried these two options because both are very risky operations. No need. We have the performance counters. We have the performance counters. So I will provide you the scripts. Okay, no worries. If you run that script, it will tell you how frequently checkpoint is occurring per second. Okay, so that will help you a lot when you are troubleshooting. When you are troubleshooting, because these are all undocumented. So if we run, if something is audit, then if application team identified, they will ask you who told you to perform these activities. right? Because these are undocumented, so we cannot run on production boxes. You can try it on the development servers, no worries, because development no audit will be performed. Backend, see, whatever you are performing will be audit. Okay, be careful when you are dealing with production servers. For development servers, okay, no worries, no problem. Okay, so let me run it for you. So just you need to copy this one. Okay, no worries, all scripts I will provide you after completion of this. Okay, our course. So I need to explain you every script. I need to show you the output as well. So what are the frequently used okay scripts to get the more information about the CPU, memory, IO. Okay, all these benchmark values. So as of now, no worries. So clear, online people. If you wanted to get the checkpoint, okay,
Yes, so
you can use, yeah, you can use either fn underscore dblog. See, here you will get the information, just information. But as my experience, nothing to worry, and no need to run this fn underscore dblog. So we have other performance counters which will help you lot, which will help you lot. Okay, to know about the checkpoint, to know about the checkpoint. Okay, or you can go for the dbcc. Nothing, we need to run dbcc. So again, these are all will comes under throughout the session. Okay, trace on, we need to enable the trace file. So -1 is nothing but globally, that I will explain you later. So if you wanted to see the how checkpointers are triggering, then you can enable the trace file. Once you enable the trace file, okay, SQL Server will write checkpoint information over the error log. Okay, so we have the n number of error log files. So that error log files, it will return the checkpoint information. Okay, so these are the two ways, but we mostly we never tried this two option, because it may leads to increase the error log size if you enable the trace file. So no need. So checkpoint can be run checked by the different performance counters, that I will show you later. Okay, so clear, online people. Just for
yes,
information, I have just make one separate ppt to see to show you how the checkpoint you can verify. Okay, in alternate ways, different ways. Now now we are going to discuss about the lazy writer. So what is lazy writer? Okay, so see, there there are two differences between the checkpoint and lazy writer. Lazy writer is also a internal mechanism. Lazy writer is also a internal mechanism, but there is no interval time. Okay, you cannot control the lazy writer. So we means we cannot control the lazy writer. Okay, so whenever ram is getting full, whenever your buffer is getting full, automatically lazy writer invokes, automatically lazy writer invokes, and it will flushes the dirty pages to disk. It will flushes the dirty pages to disk. Sir, again you will get one doubt, sir, even checkpoint is also doing same, right? Then what, why again the lazy writer? See, checkpoint only moves the data, it won't flushes. Means 30 pages will be still available on the, still available in the buffer only. So when you keep on buffer is keep on increasing, suddenly your ram will get full, right? Correct, if no pages have been removed. So whenever
yes,
your ram is getting full, automatically lazy writer invokes to clear the spaces over the buffer. So sir, how it will do? Means it will follow one algorithm. It will follow one algorithm. That algorithm is nothing but least reference count or least used pages. See, so for example, this is one page. Assume this is one page which is available over buffer. One, two. So for example, today I have used these two pages. Count will be one. So tomorrow also using this page, but there's not this page. Okay, then count is two. How many times you have called this page? Every time it will make one count in the page header. Every time it will make one counter in the page header in the buffer. Okay, so whenever LazyWriter invokes, it will see the count, reference count. If it is less than, again, we are not sure what is the benchmark value it will follow. Means what is the value, sir, it will follow to erase the pages from the, or flushes the pages from buffer. So that is the benchmark value. Even Microsoft is also not provided. So I believe it will follow how much pages, if we flush, RAM will be free. Got it? Got it? So for
Yes, Subbu.
example, we have 100 pages. If I flush 30 pages, your RAM will be free. Then LazyWriter will flushes 30 pages. Remaining 70 pages will be available on the buffer itself. So this is the calculation it will perform internally, LazyWriter. Got it? So LazyWriter is also an internal mechanism.
Yes.
Whenever RAM is getting full, whenever your RAM is getting full, automatically LazyWriter invokes and clears the pages or flushes the pages from RAM to disk, from RAM to disk based on the algorithm. That algorithm we are calling it as a least reference count.
Means there is no time, like such time will be
No,
there. Okay.
no,
Once
no,
the
no, no.
RAM will be full, then it will be automatically flashes out.
Yes,
Right?
yes.
Yeah.
If RAM is not full for 1 month, then
Yeah.
never LazyWriter never invokes. It is in sleepy mode only. You can believe.
Okay.
Okay. So when it will invoke means whenever RAM is getting full. Means whenever your buffer full is getting full.
Okay.
So there is no specific interval time for LazyWriter. So we cannot control the LazyWriter. But checkpoint we can control, right, by setting the interval time, right? You can control the checkpoint, but you cannot control the LazyWriter. Checkpoint only moves the dirty pages, but LazyWriter will flushes the dirty pages. Checkpoint won't release the memory over the buffer, but LazyWriter release the memory to the buffer. So these are the three differences between the checkpoint and LazyWriter. So clear?
Yes,
Yes,
Subbu.
Subbu. It's clear.
Okay. So I already provided you the differences. You just go through it once. Okay. So LazyWriter is we can't control. It is an internal behavior. That's it. So even there is no interval time when we need to trigger the LazyWriter. So when it will trigger, whenever it's identified RAM is full, then automatically it will triggers. Automatically it will triggers. Okay. See here one point I highlighted. Checkpoint does not remove the dirty pages from the buffer. It won't remove. It will just move the data, but it will remove the data, remove the dirty pages from the memory to release the space to the RAM.
Move the data. It doesn't. It mean that it will cut and paste.
See,
Move.
uh, you will get one doubt, sir. Already checkpoint has moved the data to the disk, right? Again, if LazyWriter will also move the data, then there will be duplicate, right? No worries. So that will be covered when we are performing the recovery phase. So I will tell you what is the recovery phase, what will happen. So there I will explain you a lot. Okay. So no duplicate data is entered. Okay. No duplicate data is entered into the database even when it writes, even when it is triggered the LazyWriter or the checkpoint. No worries. Clear, Mohit?
Yeah.
Subbu, one doubt is just the
Yes.
checkpoint is moving that data to disk,
Yes.
and here written the dirty pages after written to the disk are marked as clean. So
Yes.
LazyWriter moves these clean pages to the disk
No, it will
or flushes
erase
these.
completely. No, it will completely erase over the buffer to release the space. It won't move. Why? What is the use? Already data is moved to the disk, right?
Yes.
Already data is moved to disk. So what it will do? It will completely flush out, completely erase that pages over the buffer. Anyhow, your data
Is
is
that
moved to the MDF, right?
Yes, here mention the dirty pages after return to the disk are marked as clean.
Yes, and stay in the buffer cache. Still,
Yes,
after
these clean
after the dirty page
these,
moved, it is
yes,
in a,
one
it
minute.
will convert into clean page.
Yes, these pages are flushed by lazy writers to disk.
Exactly. So yes, no, not disk. It will directly flush. No use, right? Again, it will get the data if they want. See,
Okay, okay.
because already data is moved, right? Then what? Why again the
Here,
lazy writer flush to the disk?
here mention in the third step flushes them to the disks.
Ah,
That's why.
see, that is what. Again, see here the dirty page, here the clean page.
Yes,
See, both are different. See, before checkpoint triggers, if lazy writer is triggered, before, see, assume one page is two pages, 1, 2, 3 are clean pages. Okay,
yes,
4, 5 are dirty pages. Now within 5 minutes, within 5 minutes, if checkpoint is triggering, assume. Okay, before
yes,
this 5 minutes, if lazy writer triggers, this is the dirty pages, right? These dirty pages
yes.
will be flushes to the disk. These pages will be
Okay,
cleared by the lazy writer. Got it?
okay.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Slight, that is what slight confusion concepts all are. So if you clearly understood only, we'll get it. Otherwise, okay, gone.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Clear? Not clear? Mohit, Nayan.
You
Yeah.
said before checkpoint, if lazy writer comes, then it move the dirty page to disk
Yes.
4 and 5.
Yes.
And if checkpoint occurs before lazy writer, then
Then checkpoint will move these pages and it will convert into the
okay,
clean page.
both
Yes.
okay. Lazy
Yeah.
writer and checkpoint both work to move dirty page to disk and clean, and the lazy writer work to clean, also work to clean this memory.
Yes, exactly. But
Okay,
checkpoint
okay,
won't
got.
go. Checkpoint only
Yeah,
moves
yeah.
the
I
data.
got it. I got it. I got it.
Okay. Nayan.
Yeah, yeah, got it.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. And nice. This is the first batch where I see more interactive. Seriously. So more interactive. Previous batch also okay. So very more interactive. So asking more questions. So now I believe this is the right way where we need to go every session, because you need to understood what I'm saying. That then no use if I'm blindly saying something and you are hearing, and after tomorrow you will forget this concept.
Thank you. Actually, you are giving
Yeah.
your time after working, so and we are giving our time after working, so we have to work hard.
Yes, definitely. If you want to go to the higher level, okay. So if you wanted to go to the higher level, uh, is more important. If you learn what I am saying, you are the best competitor to 10 years experience. I promise you. No 10 years people will have also having this much knowledge. But you need to go what I'm saying. Every pin to pin you need to remember, you need to make a notes. Okay. And no one will ask about the easy writer, but it is also one option which is available internally. Okay. So even I too don't know when it will triggers. Okay, mostly we'll see the lazy writer checkpoint dirty pages. But when if someone very rare case, 0.1%, if someone asks what is easy writer, if don't go for blindly, you can tell okay, it is also a option which is available over the SQL. Okay, that is why I just added over the PPT. Okay, see, SQL Server performs certain activities on non-logged operation. Okay, so such as select into, bulk insert, write a text, update a text. Okay, so when you are performing these operations, select into means bulk. See, bulk inserts means you are loading the data. Bulk means 1 billion, 10 billions. So this much of data if you are inserting or if you are updating, if you are modifying, okay. So what easy writer process handles both the pages creation and the paging writing in parallel. So see, whenever you are performing the bulk operations, what basically SQL will do, SQL server need to first to create the page, and then it need to write the data, right? So it will wait for the creation purpose, again it will wait for the write purpose. So to reduce this, to improve the bulk operations, what easy writer is performing, easy writer is identifying, okay, you are performing these activities. So what easy writer will do, easy writer will create the page and write the page parallelly. Once after creating one page, it will start writing, it don't wait for other page. Okay, parallelly it will creating the page, it will writing the page, so that you not wait for any page or any write to into the disk. To improve the performance of the bulk operations, easy writer will help you lot.
So it's used in mostly in scripts.
Yes, when you are performing bulk operations, like bulkly you are loading the data. So as you are Mohit, someone asked, right? So if you wanted to move data from Excel to SQL or text or flat file to SQL, so Excel having gigabytes of data. If those huge data, if you load into the SQL, what SQL server need to do? SQL server every time need to create a page and it need to write, right? So it will do the parallelly with the help of easy writer. Parallelly. That parallel is the most important line you need to okay. This is the very important. Easy writer will help you write the parallelly, creating page create parallelly, and it is also writing the page over the same time it will write, it will create, it will write, it will create. Okay, clear?
So we have to enable easy writer manually, or it is
No,
automatic
it
process
is
also?
internal behavior.
Okay. Okay.
So that is what no one knows about the easy writer. 0.001%, someone, very rare case people will know. So is also a one internal operation which is going to improve the bulk operations. So I believe clear, everyone.
Yes, so
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Let me go to the. Okay. So acid properties. Okay. So acid stands for atomicity, consistency, isolation, durability. And this is the best example where I can present you uh, what is acid stands for. Okay, so every abbreviation will have some unique feature. Atomicity will perform certain activities, consistency will perform certain activities, isolation level and durability, so all are high important. Okay, see, atomicity, the best example is ATM withdrawal. See, in any one of your life still now, okay, you will face at least once, even not in ATM machine also, even you go for the Paytm or Phone Pay or Google Pay, or you go for ATM, you have transferred the amount or you are going to withdraw the amount, but you not received any amount, but your amount is detected from your account. Even in Paytm or Google Pay also, so it is
Yes.
not transferred, but your amount is detected.
Yes.
You not yet
Yeah,
received.
yeah, it happened.
After 3 to 4 days, it will revert back, right?
yes, Sumo.
After 3 to 4 days or 4 to 7 working days, they will you will call to customer care people also, they will tell us after it will reflect in within 4 to 5 working days, right? Means what
Yes.
is happening, right? Atomicity. What atomicity will tell us, right? Every transaction whatever you are performing, either it should be fully committed or fully rolled back. Okay, fully committed in the sense you need to get the 5,000 rupees and 5,000 is need to deduct from your account, that is fully committed. Okay, fully roll back means, so you not yet received any 5,000, but 5,000 is deducted from your account, that will be rolled back within 5 to 7 working days. So best example, I'm just providing the example. Okay, so atomicity is nothing but every transaction whatever you are performing, either it need to be fully committed or it need to be fully rolled back. Clear? Not clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, clear.
Okay, that's atomicity. Next, consistency. See, when you take best example, bank. Okay, so when you are going to open an account, your account number should be unique, and your account number should not be duplicate, right? Correct.
Yes. Yes.
Not only your bank account number, take your mobile number, take your employee ID, okay, take your passport ID. It should not be duplicate, it should not be null, right? So if you are trying to insert the duplicate, if you are trying to insert the null values, it need to be violation, right? Okay,
Yes.
so consistency will check you are performing any violations, means it should not be changed the state. Whatever you are performing the transaction should be valid. It should not be any violation. Okay, that will be checked by the consistency. Even when you are filling the form also, right? So mismatched, even when you are passing the password, you should ask, right? So pass the characters, numeric, alphabetic, symbols, everything, right? Same. Consistency will check the state of the data what you are trying to insert. That should not be violate anytime. If it is going to violate, it won't allow the data to insert or to update. Got it? What consistency will do?
Yes.
Yes, Subbu.
Okay, so no worries about the data integrity. So we have, I told you, right, we have the development session. So I will explain you what is the data integrity, how many types are there, what is the importance, when we will use this integrity. That I will explain you in the development session. Okay, no worries. Next, isolation level. So isolation. Okay, so the meaning of isolation level is independent. Every transaction is a every transaction is a independent. Okay, so just simply I'm telling only one line, because isolation level is nothing but 3 day session. So where I will explain you more about the isolation level. Okay, so every transaction is a independent. Okay, so every transaction is a independent. So like a order. So first this session is completed, then again this session will end up. Same. So isolation will stands for independent. If you are accessing, see, so I have two tables, example. So employee table, okay, department table, okay, customer table, and sales table. So how many tables are available? Four tables, right? Employee
Yes,
table,
four table.
department table, customer table, sales table. Okay, if RCS is accessing employee table, can we tell Mohit don't access department table? It is not right, right? Your transaction is independent. Someone can access department table, some say Nayan can access the customer table, Govardhan can access the sales table. Every transaction, every object is independent. Okay, in one database we have n number of tables, so you cannot tell us, hey, I am performing, you don't perform currently. It is not. Okay, every transaction you can allow, SQL server can allow every transaction if he's accessing different objects, if he's accessing different objects. See, when you go to the ATM machines, some ATM machines have 2 to 3, right? 2 to 3 machines in the same room, right?
Yes.
Yes, Subbu.
If you went to withdraw the amount and two other ATMs are free, can you tell someone, hey, don't go and withdraw the amount on two ATMs? I am using this one. It is the right way? No, right?
No.
Your ATM machine is independent. Other two ATM machines also independent. Two other people can access the data. Same. Isolation level is nothing but independent. Every transaction is a independent. You can access whatever the data over the database. Means multiple user can access the data at a time. Got it?
Yes, Subbu. Correct.
Yes, Subbu.
Okay. No worries. Again, I will come up with isolation level. Very, very, very hectic concept. Okay. So around 5 to 6 hours I need to spend for the isolation level. Okay. Next, durability. So once after satisfying the atomicity, consistency, isolation level, so what durability will write? Writing every changes to the transaction log. So that is what I told you, right? So whatever you are performing the changes, those changes will be logged into the transaction log for protecting. If something happens suddenly, buffer will be entirely erased, right? Suddenly your laptop got corrupted or your laptop got shut down, something will happen, your buffer will be some crashes. So safety purpose, what SQL is performing, so once you satisfy all these properties, then SQL Server will move data to the transaction log for protection purpose. That is nothing but asset. Not only SQL team, not only in SQL Server, every database management system, you can go for Oracle or MySQL or Teradata. Every database management system need to satisfy asset properties. Clear?
Yes.
Yes, Subbu.
So any doubts? So any doubts, online people?
No, Subbu.
No, Subbu.
Okay.